Hey guys, so this is pretty huge for me. I'm on camera with absolutely nothing on my face. Usually, even if I'm filming like a tutorial for foundation, I secretly always put like a little something on to like cover these guys, those little guys, before I start filming as a little cheat. This is like the first time that I'm literally just blank on camera. And I want to kind of go through my legitimate foundation routine, like how I actually cover all this stuff and not just like me pretending on camera that I'm putting my foundation on. So yeah, let's get started. So going through my like skincare routine in the shower, I usually would use, if I had any left at this point, my Essence Garden Exfoliator, but this is completely gone. But my like drugstore replacement to that is my St. Ives Blemish Control Apricot Scrub, and I would use that on my Mia 2 skin cleansing brush. Just like has like 2 speeds and it just like, it feels awesome, like a little face massage. If you want a review on this, let me know in the comments. I'll do that like different video. But I use that, and then when I'm not in the shower, just like in the morning, I'll use my Burt's Bees Orange Essence Facial Cleanser. So the first thing that I do is put on my moisturizer, and I usually love the Burt's Bees Daily Moisturizing Cream in the sensitive version, or the Me Essence like Purifying Moisturizer. However, both of these happen to be empty, so my replacement for right now is going to be Cetaphil, kind of like my fallback lotion that I always go to. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on, and even if you have oily skin, I definitely recommend using some sort of moisturizer because your skin still does need a little bit of even artificial moisture, even if you do have oily skin. Alright, so after that I'm putting on my primer. This is just going to be my Smashbox Photo Finish one. So I take it a little bit on my hand, probably like a little bit less than a pea-sized amount of this, and just spread that all over my face, focusing on under my eyes and then like anywhere that I have a little spot like that one. So under my eyes, around my nose, and then kind of spreading it out from that point. And because my skin is pretty clear right now, I'm liking to keep my foundation a little bit more minimal than usual. So I'm just going to take my TLC foundation by Almay, and this is a shade 240. Take just a very, very little bit, just like a half a squirt. Take this, focusing under my eyes, my little forehead, obviously, and then around my nose here. And kind of just spraying it out from that point, making sure that it's blended really well back towards the outside of my face. And so usually what I would do from here is just put on my powder foundation to kind of set this all into place. But because my dark circles are pretty bad today, I'm going to go ahead and use a concealer as well. This is going to be my Coastal Scents Concealer Quad. So I'm taking a kind of a mix of this darkest shade here and the second darkest shade right here. Taking that, I'm going to press it into the middle corners of my eyes, like underneath here. And then also taking the same thing and putting it right on the corners out here. We're going to blend this in a second. It won't look like this. Just setting up your base here, a little bit up on top of your eyes. And then take your middle finger on both hands, it's like the gentlest finger. Take this and kind of like pat rub, if that makes sense, like not just like really rubbing it in, kind of a tapping, patting motion on the bottom here. And that's going to make sure that it kind of sits into your skin, but doesn't completely soak in, so it's just like in your skin and not on top. I'm taking just a teeny bit more and putting this around my nose as well, and then I'm also putting a little bit of this on the little spot on my forehead. And to add a little bit more coverage and also just set this all into my face, I'm taking the Everyday Minerals base in the shade what is this called? Medium Beige Neutral. Taking that on a flat top brush, like something like this, just so instead of having a dome shape, the entire head of the brush is going to be touching my skin, and we're not going to waste as much powder. So I'm just taking a little bit of that and tapping that into the lid. And then taking my flat top brush, swirling it around, tapping off a little bit of the excess, and starting on my forehead first. So because I have this little guy, we're going to start there. Kind of work out from that point, go down my nose, around my face, and then working around to the outside. And I'm going to be avoiding the under part of my eyes, kind of, at least till the end. I'm going to use a different brush for that. And then taking the same shade again, tapping a little bit more into the lid, I'm taking an egg-shaped sponge. So this is one, where'd it go? Where did it go? I'm taking an egg-shaped sponge, if I can find it. one just like this. I think it's made for like liquid foundations, but I think it works awesome for like powders like this. So I'm going to take the little pointed side and dip that into here, kind of coat the end just like that, and just start working that into under my eyes. So kind of start here, dab it on first. We're going to blend this in a second. Just dab it on the bottoms, and then just kind of sweep it across. I feel like this adds like awesome coverage. I feel like it's like almost airbrushed looking. So taking that, starting under my eyes, and then taking whatever's extra and just kind of bringing that on top as well, and then bringing it down my nose. And because I do have a little spot, taking the corner, the little tip of the brush, and just kind of dabbing that right on that spot as well. And you can go really, really heavy coverage with this foundation. All I would do is to kind of make the powder not look so powdery if you are doing like heavy coverage, is take a setting spray, like the Urban Decay All Nighter, mist your face, and then take the big end and kind of like dab it in to kind of get rid of the powdery finish. I'm taking just one spray of this, or two, and just taking the fat side like that and putting it in. So if you do use a lot more powder, just take a couple more sprays of that to make sure the makeup really does set into your skin and doesn't look powdery. I also like to make sure with this sponge on the big end that I take and rub it into my hairline to make sure it's all blended really well. So that is my foundation routine, but then going on to my brows, I'm using just an eyebrow brush, or you can also use one of these like disposable mascara wands as well. So just taking this and then a little bit of hairspray, if I can find one. So just take a little bit of hairspray on your brush and spray that. Probably too much. Just take this and brush it through your brows. So just starting, I like to start in the center here, brush it out, go along the whole brow, and then take whatever little pieces have escaped into this little bottom section and brush them into place. And if you want to use any brow color, definitely do it after the hairspray, because if you do it before, then when you use the spray, it's going to like make the color like spread out weirdly across your brows, and we definitely don't want that. And of course, my camera did not focus when I filmed the last part of the video, which is me putting on the makeup, but it's really, really simple. All you do is just take a highlight shade. I'm using one, or I used one, called Kitten from Stila, on just a really small brush like this. Just tapped a little bit onto my brush and worked it into the inner corners, and then a little bit along the bottoms. And then for a little bit more of, I guess, a more pop to your eye and a little more contour, I took a shadow stick in a light brown color called Juju from Urban Decay. Just smudged that into my bottom lash line, and then also just kind of put it in my crease like this, and use my finger to smudge it out. Just very, very light brown. And just top the entire thing off with my favorite waterproof mascara, which is the Voluminous Hydrofuge by L'Oreal. So put that on the bottom, put that on the top first, then work whatever is left in your brush to the bottom, and you guys are totally done. Hopefully I can get the whole focus thing right. I just got a new camera and new lighting, so hopefully the video looks a little better than it usually does. But I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching, and yeah, bye!